All right, for this video, we're going to be talking about how to write linear equations. And that Deltamath includes given a point and a slope and then given 2 points. So it says write the equation of the line. So if we're writing the equation of the line, we're going to be looking at writing the equation so that it's in the format y equals mx plus b. So we want to write the equation so that it's y equals mx plus b. But here's the thing. We are given the slope in this problem. So if we're given slope, that means that we are going to use that slope. We don't have to find slope, okay? But what we do have to do is we have to find the b value, okay? Because we have the slope, but we are missing the b value in order to write the whole equation. So the first step says that we're going to substitute the x and y value from the point and the given slope, okay? So we're going to substitute the x and y value of the point and the slope, and that substitution is going to help us potentially solve. So this is going to be my x from the point, this is going to be my y, and this is obviously my m. So if I substitute into y equals mx plus b, okay, my slope is going to go right here that we just identified. And then we're going to substitute the x into the x spot and the y into the y spot. And what that does is that leaves me left over the variable b so I can solve. So my y is -4. My slope is 1/2. My x is -2. And then we're going to do plus b because b is what we're trying to solve for. We need to find b because we need to finish writing my final equation. So right now, the only thing I have is y equals 1/2 x. We're missing this b value in order to finish the equation. So we're going to simplify now. Okay, so I multiply the 1 to the -2, and then I divide by the +2. So 1 times -2 is -2, divided by 2 is going to give me -1. Now, once we're able to simplify that, we can now finish solving for b, and we're going to solve for b using just a simple one-step equation. So we're going to inverse that 1. So I have -1, I'm going to add 1. And that's going to be -3. So now, at this point, we are able to write the whole equation, and then we're able to write the whole equation because I now have the y-intercept value. So I'm going to take that y-intercept, and I'm going to finish my problem, and I'm going to say I have y equals 1/2 x minus 3. So that is how it works when I have a slope and a point given. So for this particular problem, the slope is already given to us. So we're able to kind of easily substitute in, no issues, solve for b. Now, the only difference in the next section is that they still want us to write the linear equation. However, this time it's going to pass through 2 points. So we are missing the y-intercept and we're missing the slope. So we've got to find both. So we need to find the slope and we need to find the y-intercept. All right, so again, this is going to be the same steps as above, but we have to calculate the slope or the rate of change first. So remember, after we do that, we substituted the x and y. Now we did solve for b here. So when we solved for b, that was this step right here. Okay, and we got b by itself. And that helped us find the y-intercept. Then we were able to write the linear equation by substituting the slope and the y-intercept that we found. And again, that's this equation. That was the final answer that we got. Okay, so we're going to do those exact same steps, except for this time I'm going to calculate the slope first. So to calculate the slope first, we are going to take the 2 points and I'm going to put it in a table just to make sure that I'm organizing. Okay, so if we're finding the slope, we're going to calculate y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And again, I'm going to organize my points just like when I was given a graph or a table. I'm going to pick 2 values. So this is -4 and 6, and this is -2 and 0, because this is an x, this is a y, this is an x, this is a y. And then we're going to calculate. So we're going to say 0 minus 6, negative 2 minus negative 4. So 0 minus 6, negative 2 minus negative 4. So 0 minus 6 is negative 6, and then that's going to wind up being divided by positive 2. So my slope for this problem is going to be negative 3. So we're halfway there. We found the slope. So this is going to be negative 3x. And we don't know the b value. That's what we're looking for. We're trying to find that b value now. So now that I've calculated the slope, I'm back up to where I was here. So I already was given the slope here, but this time I had to calculate it. So it was one extra step. So now I'm going to pick one point. I don't have to use both of them. I'm going to pick one point to use. It does not matter which one. But to find the y-intercept, we're going to pick one of the points, and we're going to substitute that in the slope just like we did previously. All right, so right here, I'm going to pick one point, and I'm going to just use the point negative 2, 0. So I'm going to put pick one point. And again, this is my x, this is my y. So we're going to substitute it into y equals mx plus b. So my y is going to be 0. My slope, we just found that slope. Remember that slope that we found is negative 3. So that's going to be negative 3. And then my x is going to be negative 2. And we're going to solve for b. So once again, I found the value I picked of slope. I picked one point, and I substituted those values in for x and y, and I found the slope, and I could use that for m. So I'm going to simplify here, and we're solving for the y-intercept b. So this is going to be 0 equals 6 plus b. And again, we're going to finish solving for b here. We're going to isolate the b by doing a one-step equation and subtracting 6. So I now can say that b is 0 minus 6, which is negative 6. So instead of saying plus right here, we're going to say that my y-intercept is negative 6. So we solve for b. That's what we did right here. We set it up and we solve for b. And then after we solve for b, we were able to create the equation by substituting the value. So the only extra step when given 2 points is to find the slope first.